everybody, and I hope you're having a good day wherever you are in the world. Today's video is a bit of a different styled video, and it's going to be featuring a bit of sadness and a bit of emotional upset maybe, so if you don't like those sort of things, please click off now, because I'm going to be sharing with you my cancer journey. Today, the day I am filming this, will probably be at least a couple of days, a week later for you guys. It is the 3rd of August that I'm filming this video, and it is a very sad and special day to me. 12 years ago today, I got diagnosed with something called neuroblastoma. Now, this is a very rare condition of cancer that forms in the nervous system and different types of places in the body. It is very, very cruel, and I do not like cancer. So basically, once I was diagnosed, I was pretty much straight on chemotherapy and radiotherapy. These are two different types of treatment that you can have to try and shrink the cancer and destroy some of the cancer cells. Now, on the 18th of December, I think it was, 2005, which is crazy, I went down for surgery to have the actual tumour removed. By the time that the tumour was going to be removed, it has shrunk, I think, quite a bit. The tumour was going from my adrenal gland, which was my left one, all the way through my body to start with. The side effects of this neuroblastoma is increasingly devastating. So after surgery, it was successful. It has been removed, and that was now time for different types of treatment known as blood transfusions. I think I have some more chemo and radiotherapy to destroy the cells even more. So the total time of treatment from beginning of hospital to the end of hospital was 18 months. So it was a very long time, and to be honest with you, it was quite hard for my whole family because it is not something that you can even make up. It is so hard, so devastating. It's so hard because there are so many people in the family that want to come and see you, want to come and give you hugs and love, and it's just not possible. The children who go through this, especially me, when we were going through it, it is hard as heck. Basically, you cannot be touched because you are in too much pain, basically, and that is horrible. I think as well, one of the major things that happened during treatment was that I did not eat or drink at all, which then meant I had to be put on something called an NG tube. Basically, the NG tube would feed me and keep me hydrated all day long to try and keep me a consistent weight so that I could fight the cancer off. At the end of treatment, we celebrated by releasing balloons and going down to our local river, which was very lovely and very nice. And I think that was the day I treasure the most, because although I was young, and although it was a very, very traumatic experience in my life, it was over. It was finally over, and I think that was just the day where we had a massive celebration. But one of the hard and traumatic things of cancer is that it does not leave you alone. It traumatizes you from here to here. Basically, you won't leave cancer without having side effects. Through treatment, of course, you're going to get side effects, and that is one of the things I want to talk about, because I am actually deaf. Through treatment, my hair follicles in my ears got destroyed, so I was pretty much deaf the whole way through. I got something called molds, which are little things that go in your ear to help you hear. Now, by the time I was 7, which is when cancer was completely out of my life, I got changed on something called a life tip, and that was very, very confusing because I didn't know why they were changing me to life tips. And I think as well, because they were changing me, they wanted to upgrade me to a new type of hearing aid, and that was really cool. Earlier this year in April, I got chosen to have a Sky Q, which is a different kind of hearing aid. Now, this is the one I'm wearing now, but it wasn't the best hearing aid. Like, for the time I had the hearing aid, it was amazing. It was just brilliant. I loved it so much, and because I got swapped onto the Sky Q, my older model of hearing aid was going out of stock. So if I'd kept wearing it, I wouldn't have had any in the future. So for 8 weeks I had the Sky Q, and then they told me, oh, hey, you know what? You could have a new hearing aid. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. What does it include? And it basically Bluetooths a mic to your hearing aid so you can hear people in social situations. I was like, yes, thank you so much. And we went for the testing and I got the hearing aid. But bummer to find out that my hearing did not like it whatsoever and it broke on me. So this is why I'm wearing my Sky Qs right now and I hate it. One of the pain in the butt things about having hearing aids is that you are constantly changing. Your hearing is changing, your body shape is changing, so obviously you're going to have to get bigger and better hearing aids. And with the time being, companies are being like, right, we have to get a better hearing aid than the last one, and it just does not work out. This one broke on me. The mic works, but the hearing aids don't. I don't know why they broke on me. So basically, not many people know I'm deaf, and that is the pain in the butt thing about having hearing aids, is that because companies want bigger and better hearing aids, they are making hearing kind of worse, because when you say to people that you are deaf or that you have trouble hearing, people are like, oh, I didn't notice. It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to notice. With hearing aids like these, you are never going to notice unless I tell you. So I am now being transferred onto molds, but it is taking its toll on me. I had my helix measured and everything a few weeks ago, and I got the molds through the post and they look wonderful. They look amazing and I love them so much. The problem is that because the company who are doing my hearing aids, they are low on admin, they are taking a bit of time trying to find new hearing aids. So hopefully we can get some new hearing aids soon and you might be able to see a pretty big mold in there. Another thing that cancer left me with is scars. Not emotional ones, but real ones. Scars a massive part of my life. I have a massive one across my stomach. It is very hard to deal with because I can't wear something like crop tops or bikinis or something of a short top or too clingy top, so that's why I mainly spend my life wearing pretty much jumpers because they cover my whole top half. I also have different scars from different parts of treatment, and I also had something called wigglies, which were basically, I think they were over Hickman or Pickman lines. I can't remember the actual name of the line, but we called them wigglies because they had 2 to 3 different lines attached to one, so you could have your medicine injected in you or your bloods taken or anything like that, and that was a really good part of treatment. But also there are some scars right here on my nose. Because the NG tube went up my nose, that meant that they had to shove a really awkward and unbelievable tube up my nose, which when they took it out 18 months later, it meant that I had very bad scarring, which not surprising, but when I get nosebleeds, that's where they come from, because that's side effects of treatment and it's never gonna go away. Another thing from treatment is that I easily bruise, which is hard to explain because I can go to bed one night and then wake up in the morning with the biggest bruise on my arm you will have ever seen in your life. People will ask me, what did you do to yourself? I'm like, I don't know, I just had a bad dream or something. But that is one emotional thing from cancer, is that you will get a lot of bruises, a lot of damage to yourself because your body is weaker than anyone else's. I have physio and podiatry to strengthen up my muscles and to strengthen up my ankles, because when I was younger my ankles were unbelievable and would give way any second, which then kind of meant that I had to go to a special doctor to try and get my ankles like okay in shoes, I guess. So yeah, it's not a fun story, but I guess it's okay. Another thing from treatment is that I have lots and lots of scans and lots of blood tests, which then means, whoopee, I have to spend half my life in hospital, or 3/4 of it if I should say so myself. They don't all include the same hospital. I am under 3 different hospitals for 3 different treatments. So basically the 3 hospitals I'm under are my local one, Great Ormond Street Hospital, and the UCLH in London. I don't like going to hospital because I know for a fact that when I get there they'll either say, here's another test for you, or here, we're going to stick you in a scanner so that we can see you're okay. It's like, okay, I can deal with that. But I can't, because leading on to the next side effect is something called anxiety and depression. I have severe anxiety, which then means I get very obsessive over different thoughts, and I also get very, very anxious, which is why I don't talk to anyone, which is why I'm a loner. And sometimes I do and don't mind that, is because it's very hard growing up in a world where you see other people like socializing and communicating, and you're just stuck there reading a good book, which, to be honest, is not that bad, but it does take its toll on you, and you do realize how much you are missing out on. Due to the fact that I have depression as well, means that I can't go out to many places. With both of them together, it means I can go nowhere. I basically have on average 1 panic attack a week, and then in between obsessive thoughts, repetition, and probably sitting in my room crying. So that's all great. Depression can kind of take its toll, I think, because cancer was such a big part of my life. Treatment does not stop, non-stop. You're on medication, you're on tablets, more medicine. It's gross, it's horrible. And because of depression, it's made me who I am right now, sitting in front of this camera. I'm joking. But yeah, so one of the other things that have led me on to anxiety and depression is something called gynecology. If you don't know what that is, please search it up, because I'm not going to explain it right now, it's just too much. I am under the UCLH for that, and it means so I go to their hospital on average twice a year now, I think. But because of different consultations and different sort of medical stuff, I have different scans, one called an ultrasound, one called an MRI. I have blood tests taken. I even wear a patch. Yeah, I know, it's fun. Because I am low on hormones, and because I have very bad side effects of chemo and radiotherapy, the joys of being a childhood cancer survivor, I am on my own dosage of medical hormones, which is amazing. And I have to take 2 things for those. I have to take a tablet form and a patch form, so it's not great. The medicine on average I have to take every day is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 7 tablets on average, which is scary, and it's very petrifying to know that I have to take that many a day. And do I take them? Why don't I? Which leads me on to my another thing, is that I don't take the tablets I should take, and that's leading on to the next side effect, memory loss. I have, I think, what you call short-term memory, which means that if someone gave me a list of things to do without writing it down on paper, I would come and do one thing and forget the rest. It's quite scary. I've just been put down on testing to see if I actually have it or not, which I highly think I do. I know it's coming. But yeah, I have it, and it's annoying because if we go somewhere and the next day we'd be like learning about it or something, I wouldn't remember where we'd been to, which is scary. It is scary, so scary. I can remember stuff I want to remember. I remember like everything I need to remember like now, but it's just short-term memory that I really struggle with, and it's getting to me because I'm a teenager now, and it means that I have to remember more things on average, and it's just a pain in the backside, really. It's just not working out for me very well. And I can't remember what else I was going to say, really. So the last thing I want to talk about in this video is something called charity work. Now, I have done a few bits of charity work myself, and I'm really proud of that. But a lot of charities sometimes get into contact with me and be like, do you want to come to this fun day? Or would you like this? And I take every opportunity to do it, because not only do you get to meet people of your age or maybe younger than you, but you know that they're probably going through the same things that you are. And I think that is one thing that is great about different charities like Starlight, like Cancer Research and stuff like that, is that you all get to know each other, and it's really great. I've met some wonderful people through different cancer charities. One based about 6 years ago now. I met a lot of my cancer friends through that, and I still keep in contact with them, which is crazy. But I think the one great thing about this is that it's all an emotional journey, but you know someone else is going through it. And that is a great thing about social media, is that you can post online being like, I'm not very well today, and people will still be on your side. They'll be like, maybe take some of this, maybe do like a herbal remedy, or make yourself like a nice cup of tea and sit down in front of a film. Because sometimes, even if you don't want to go out, the best thing to do is just chill. And that is what I've learned over the past few years, is that if I don't want to go out somewhere, or I want to do something specific but I can't do it myself, I will try and do it. And if I can't do it, I will just take a break and be like, right, okay, we can't do it today, maybe we can do it tomorrow. And then we can be in an open mindset. And that is the one thing I struggle with having a very open mind, is that my mum does this lovely thing of telling me that when we get to the hospital, if there's a blood test, she will tell me on the day, not a week before, because that's when it sets off my anxiety, and I will worry and worry and worry, and depression kicks in, and I will scare myself to death because I hate having them done. I hate going for tests. I hate having to go anywhere near a hospital. Who would? I think because it's a dark reminder of what I've been through and what I am still going through. And that is one thing that I would say to anyone, is that you need to know the side effects of cancer. It is horrible, and I hate to share it, but cancer can be mean at the time. But try to think about what you're going to do in your future, because your side effects are life-threatening even after having cancer. And the one main side effect after having cancer, which is scary for me, is life is shortened because of how much treatment you've had. It's terrifying. It is, but I hope that this has given you an insight into what my life is like. I don't want to sound like a sob story, because this is not what it's about. It's just sharing my life with you, basically. And I really want you guys to know the side effects in case you end up having it yourself and you want to know what the future holds, basically. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe share it with your friends. Comment down below what you want to see next, or like what advice you would give me, because I'm a bit stuck at the moment. Also subscribe, because that would mean the world to me right now. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.